This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and around the world on the X-Zone Broadcast Network and our fine family of broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers. Worldwide toll-free, 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV, and our main website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. My guest this hour, X-Zone Nation, is Louis Majors. He is an author, artist, philosopher. He was born in New York City, raised in Atlanta, Georgia. He is a graduate of the University of Georgia. His initial career was in advertising sales in the professional sports realm, working for pro sports publications in New York City, and then Ted Turner and the Atlanta Braves. While in the employ of the Braves and wanting to program his subconscious with his business goals, the unexpected occurred when, during a Silva mind control class, he had two out-of-body experiences. This initiated a 35-year journey of searching, experimenting, and uncovering the deepest truths on existence and who we really are, where we really are, what's really happening here, and our true potential, complete with a new paradigm for living. Joining me now is Louis Majors. And Louis, welcome to the X-Zone.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you having me on tonight.
Got to tell you something, my friend. You've had quite a career. You've done the artist, author, philosopher, worked for Ted Turner, worked for the Braves. You've been in advertising. You took the Silva mind control class and had an out-of-body experience, two out-of-body experiences, I should say.
Well, actually, it was... Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say it was one experience, but it lasted 2 weeks.
One experience? Wow.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, go ahead. You're going to ask me something?
No.
Okay. At the time, I grew up a normal, yuppie kid, and I wanted to go to school and be a businessman and be successful, and I'd decided I wanted to be a millionaire before I was 30. And I'd been reading Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am, yeah.
And so when I was working for Ted, Silva used to do this class. They go through hotels and cities and teach people to program their subconscious. Most of the time it was to quit biting your nails or some habit. But I decided to go in there and program my subconscious with my business goals because I figured I could achieve them easier. And while I was in that class, the best thing I can think happened. I don't know, I was so freaked out by some of it that I literally jumped out of my body. I don't know if you're familiar with the Eastern ideas about chakras, but above our head is a crown chakra, an energy chakra, which you leave your body through. And normally your awareness is behind your eyes. Well, mine jumped up there above my body, and it was like that for 2 solid weeks. And it freaked me out so bad. I didn't have any kind of reference for that kind of an experience. I was just kind of an everyday, normal, person.
Sure.
So that started the journey, was like trying to understand that side of life.
I have never heard of such a lengthy out-of-body experience in the 22 years I've been doing this show.
I know it was very strange. It caused my dad to freak out. I mean, like, it was very strange. But it wasn't like I was going other places. I was just above my body, but I wasn't in it. So it was just a really strange thing. I thought I was dying. That's, I guess, would be an obvious thought.
Yeah, tell me, how did you function? It must have been very hard for you, because here you're looking down at your physical body from another dimension.
Well, it's not exactly like your body kind of functions on its own a lot, and it's just like your awareness is normally, or at least mine, kind of seems like it's situated behind your mind. At the frontal lobe.
Yeah.
I mean, behind your eyes, not your mind. Instead, I was up there, so it's like I was still in touch with my body, but it was like I was above it, just working things from there. It's really strange.
You and I have to take our first break, Lou. Please stand by. We'll be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break. Exonation, my guest this hour is Lou Majors. We're talking about his newly released ebook, Step 3, Our Multidimensional Transformation. And Lou and I will be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break here in the X Zone, a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. And I'm here with you Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Lou Majors is our special guest, and if you'd like to get a copy of Step 3, Our Multidimensional Transformation, it's available on Amazon.com. A 2-week out-of-body experience. I've got to hear more about this when we come back from our 2-minute break. Don't go away. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Named one of the world's greatest psychics, Elizabeth Joyce is now giving readings worldwide via Skype. Elizabeth Joyce is recognized for her clairvoyant ability to help find missing persons, her analysis of dreams, past life regression work, mediumship, and her accurate predictions. Elizabeth has been a frequent guest on the X Zone radio show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, now for several years. For an appointment with Elizabeth Joyce, call 201-934-8986 or Skype at elizabeth.joyce. And for more information, you can always visit Elizabeth Joyce online at www.new-visions.com.
Do you have a dis-ease that you would like to alleviate through a natural means? Have you been contacted by angels, ghosts, or even extraterrestrials and want to validate these experiences? Or would you simply like to speak with someone who can help you find your life's purpose? I'm Dr. Joseph Mara, and I'm offering my services free of charge for first-time clients contacting me during the month of April. These free consultations include angel card readings, guided meditations, life coaching, and energy healing. If you have always wanted to explore these types of experiences but were skeptical or simply could not afford them, then take advantage of this free special offer. Contact me through my website, a guiding light spelled LITE.com to schedule your consultation today. Until then, I offer you love, light, and laughter.
Exonation Lou Majors is our special guest. He's got a new ebook out that's available at Amazon.com entitled Step 3, Our Multidimensional Transformation. Lou, before we go on, I've got to hear more about this 2-week out-of-body experience.
Well, it took a while, obviously, to figure out what was going on. For the most part, it was just an ultra strange feeling at this point because my third eye was not open. I hadn't learned to leave my body and go to other perspectives, so it was pretty much just being above my body in a really strange situation. I thought I was going to die. I went to the clinic one time, and I was with Ernie Johnson, the old announcer for the Braves.
Oh, yeah.
And we were calling on the president of Cotton States Insurance, and he looked at me and said, "What's wrong? Something's wrong." I said, "I don't feel so well." I went to the clinic, and I thought the roof was going to open, and at that time, my beliefs were a lot different, and I just thought, if something happened, angels came down and got you or whatever, and and it was just crazy like that for 2 weeks. And my dad finally took me to a psychic minister and got him to help me come back into my body.
Wow. 2 weeks,
I know,
my goodness.
Really
Yeah. Listen, I'd like you to explain to us about your theory on existence that you call the eternal cycle. And how did you determine it was true?
Well, when I initiated my search, I went through the major religions, and I went through, I studied somewhat quantum physics. I'm not a physicist, but and looked at different aspects about existence. And one part of my journey was a direct experience of the other realms, and that came to me. I had a couple of spontaneous experiences where I kind of hooked into the collective self, and I kind of and it's hard to describe, but you kind of know everything's just one consciousness, and you automatically have kind of a link to the information where you seems like you know everything. It's real strange. But I followed that up. I had a period where I went through different psychedelics, like a lot of people, like a lot of indigenous tribes. Their entrance into adulthood is a psychedelic experience.
Yeah, but
so
it's usually brought on by a mind-altering drug or substance, for example, peyote or LSD. What did you use?
Everything, all of it, and that's like to get a direct experience that everything's one, right? And of course, and then you've got on the science end, you've got the law of the conservation of energy that says you can't create or destroy energy. And then we had Albert Einstein basically tell us that everything's energy in some form. It's compressed. And plus, it's a big theory, and there's arguments whether it's been proved or not about the unified field. So basically, my first premise was that existence is a unified field of energy, and from that, I saw a paradox. And the paradox was, well, if existence is a field of energy which is always present, has no beginning, has no end, can't be created or destroyed, then how do we have beginnings and endings? How is there even a linear motion in reality? How is that possible if it doesn't have a beginning? And that's where I came up with the concept, well, it must be the behavior of this energy to cycle. And that was the start of it, cycle from expression and back into nothingness and expression. In other words, it's an eternal cycle.
Is it possible that what we are actually looking at is a hint that was given to us in the Bible where Christ said, "I am the Alpha, I am the Omega," and we think that everything is linear when it could actually be just a circle. The spot on the circle where you start is the spot on the circle where you end, and it's just a continuous circle.
Exactly. I mean, it could even be part of my theory is that there's a prime fractal, which some teachers have called the sound or the vibration ohm, where this energy goes in and out. On one side, it's potential, and then it becomes expression, then it goes back to potential.